What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, Danny Jacobs defeats Sergiy Derevyanchenko by a split decision to win the vacant IBF middleweight title. First and foremost, great fight, thoroughly enjoyed it. A good battle between two contrasting styles. Both guys could hit. You know, it was a really good fight. Both guys left it all in the ring, and that is all what matters. I felt Jacobs was going to edge this one out before the fight, and, you know, that was the case. I felt the decision was right. You know, I felt Jacobs won this fight, but it was quite competitive. In the first round, you know, Danny Jacobs actually drops Sergiy Derevyanchenko, kind of like a quick overhand right in an exchange. Derevyanchenko's gloves touched the canvas, so it was a knockdown. But apart from that, you know, both guys took each other's power quite well. You know, Derevyanchenko was trying to work the body. He was trying to be aggressive. He was trying to force Danny Jacobs backwards, whereas Danny Jacobs was using that long jab. He was looking for those long right hands, those power shots, to stop Derevyanchenko coming forward. And a lot of the time in this fight, it was competitive. But I felt most of it, you know, Jacobs looked quite comfortable with the pace. He looked like, you know, he was happy with that pace and he was almost kind of dictating it. What I'm trying to say is he seemed in charge more than Derevyanchenko was, you know. As I said, that's not to say Derevyanchenko did not have success, because he did. He landed some really good body shots, landed some good shots upstairs. On the inside, he looked a bit better than Danny Jacobs. You know, he had success, he won rounds, it was quite close, but I just don't think he did enough to win. Maybe if he had a couple more pro fights and competed in a few more 12-rounders leading into this, maybe, you know, that would have made a difference, but, you know, for my money, Danny Jacobs was always a step ahead. But it was a good fight. I suggest you watch it if you've not seen it. You know, some good action, some good exchanges. Good fight, man. Really, really good fight. Where do we want to see Danny Jacobs go next? I mean, he is now the IBF middleweight champion. I would personally like to see him fight Jermall Charlo. I think that would be a tremendous fight. There's a bit of beef there. Both guys can punch. That's a really good fight. Failing that, you know, obviously, I'm sure Danny Jacobs is going to want a crack at Canelo Alvarez. That would be a big fight. Danny Jacobs versus Demetrius Andrade. There are options out there. A Golovkin rematch. There are options out there for Danny Jacobs, you know. I mean, if you look at the middleweight division, pretty much all of the champions now are on DAZN. So the options are there. He should really walk into a big fight next. No kind of like stay busy title defense. He should really walk into a big fight next, in my opinion. But yeah, Danny Jacobs has plenty of options right now. So yeah, that's good for him. As for Derevyanchenko, where does he go from here? I mean, listen, he's still a contender. I still think he'll give guys in that division a lot of trouble. In his next fight, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight David Lemieux. I think that would be a tremendous fight for the fans, you know. Stylistically, that one would be a barn burner. But yeah, Danny Jacobs becomes the new IBF middleweight champion. Share your thoughts below on Danny Jacobs and the fight. Also, just to make a quick note, the World Boxing Super Series continued last night. Regis Prograis defeated Terry Flanagan by a unanimous decision. That fight was quite one-sided. You know, Flanagan didn't really have any offense to keep Regis Prograis at bay. Prograis kept coming forward, working him, and winning most of the rounds, if not all of the rounds. You know, that wasn't a great fight to watch, but Ivan Baranchyk versus Anthony Yigit. That was quite a good fight. Baranchyk won that fight by stoppage in, I believe, the 7th round. Anthony Yigit had horrible damage to his eye, so it had to be pulled out. Right decision, because he looked a mess. He really struggled to keep up with the pressure and pace that Baranchyk was setting. As I said in the prediction, Yigit is a boxer and Baranchyk is the pressure fighter, but I said in my prediction that Yigit will not have enough power to keep Baranchyk at bay, and that's what happened. He got worked, and ultimately he got stopped. And I'm telling you now, that super lightweight World Boxing Super Series, the semi-finals are going to be pretty interesting. You will have Kirill Relik, You will have Regis Prograis, you will have Ivan Baranchyk, and most people think Josh Taylor will be joining that list. Those 4 guys will make for some really good fights, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, a decent night of boxing. I apologise I can't cover these fights in more detail. I'm just really struck for time today. Not only that, I don't really feel that great either. But yeah, good night of boxing. Share your thoughts below. Peace.